Hey, it's Angie, and this is my channel about cross stitch. So, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. If you're new, I hope you enjoy it, and if you are returning, I'm glad you're back. And I have a bit to show you, so I think we're gonna get started. I've already kind of filmed this video once, and I was really unhappy with how it turned out, because I'm really self-conscious sometimes about my videos and the sounds. Oh, I'm on this little plastic leather couch, and so every time I shift or move, it makes noise, and then my lights are flickering because we have a demon that lives in our lights, or at least that's what we like to say. We just have a really bad, I think the house is wired badly, and so roughly around this time every night the lights start to flicker, but we call it the demon in the lights. And my daughter has named the demon Shavakadu. From the vine Free Shavakadu, if anybody has teenagers that have vines that say stuff like Free Shavakadu, which is supposed to be fresh avocado in a funny way. If I have to explain it, I guess it's not that funny, right? Right. So this is Shavakadu, the demon in my lights. It's gonna flicker for a while. Maybe it'll stop, we'll see. I have a lot to show you, but first I have my stats. Well, let's see, what do I have? I have my stats. Oh, I also have a new purchase, but it's not stitchy related. It is nerd related. I got Dustin from Stranger Things. And while I think I've said before that I would be hard pressed to tell you that I don't like any character at all. There's not a single character in that show that I dislike, but if I had to pick a favorite, I'm pretty sure Dustin would be up there. Dustin and Steve are two of my very favorites in the entire show, and I needed Dustin, so I got him. Not stitchy related, not at all, not even close, but I enjoy it, so I share it. So we're gonna go ahead and go over my stats because there's a lot on here. 14 different patterns that I worked on this month, or not this month, because this month is now May. 14 that I worked on in April. So let me break it down for you because I am sure you're so interested. Some of you might be, I don't know. Some people might not care, but I care, so I'm sharing. So 13 colonies by Little House Needleworks. Let's see, I did that 5 days for 1,804 stitches. Pavan I worked on, that one's by Long Dog Samplers. I worked on that for 2 days for 2,349 stitches. Avatar Alphabet, and this one, I'm pretty sure it's called Pixel Man on Etsy, but when you print out the pattern it says, or it might be Pixel Power on Etsy, but when you print it out it says Pixel Man Strikes Back. So Pixel Man-ish, you'll find it. It's really easy on Etsy. But that's the Avatar Alphabet. I worked on that for 2 days for 1,619 stitches. And I remembered as I was stitching for the alphabet part for the 1st of May that I forgot to show you the last April. I forgot to show you my avatar stitching last week because I'd done a new one. So you'll get to see 2 today. Let's see, we have 11sies, which I cannot remember the Etsy shop name off the top of my head, but that I worked on for 4 days for 1,657 stitches. Sherlock, I also don't remember that shop name. Don't worry, I will write them below. Sherlock for 1 day for 510 stitches. Dark Queen of the Sea by Autumn Lane Stitchery. I worked on that for 4 days for 2,166 stitches. Liberty's Welcome, which I'm pretty sure is a Plum Street sampler. I did that 1 day for 710 stitches. Mini Sasquatch by Heaven and Earth Designs. David Bartholet is the artist. 2 days for 800 stitches. That's so sad. I need to put more stitches into him. Giant Harry Potter by Clouds Factory, 1 day for 500 stitches. Garden Prelude by Mirabilia, 1 day for 512 stitches. Northern Nights, which is a Dimensions cross stitch kit, 4 days for 1,443. Bigfoot Bundle by Plum Street, 1 day for 1,500 stitches, because I like me some Bigfoot. Middle Earth, I worked on 2 days for 1,682 stitches. And Jaws, I worked on for 3 days for 2,573 stitches. There's actually more stitches that go into that, but they were done in May, so you'll hear about them at the end of May. That brings me to a total of 19,825 stitches. And funny enough, I think a good portion of that was this last week. I did a lot of stitching, but on very few projects this week. So of all of those, I had 2 starts. So I started Bigfoot Bundle, and then one you have not seen yet I started, which was Jaws, because I'm sure any eagle-eared listeners will be like, Jaws? I don't remember that pattern. Yep, because that one's new. I have 2 finishes this month. One of them was Pavan, which here's the picture, and you guys will have seen it if you are not brand new. And the other one is Jaws, which you will see. And then I have 3 fully finished items, and I am going to show those to you next. So first we'll do finishes. So I already put up Pavan, so you've seen Pavan. I'm a little chaotic because, like I said, I already sort of did this video and just sort of didn't like how it turned out. So, Semi-Sane Stitchers has lots and lots of fun games, and Go Stitch was last month, and I was kind of lazy with Go Stitch because you had an out. You could either go through all your stash for whichever letter they called to find a pattern that started with that letter, and then you could stitch 200 stitches on that. But if you didn't have a pattern that worked for that letter, you could say Go Stitch and stitch on whatever you wanted for 400 stitches. I ended up doing that more often than not, even if I had a pattern I knew started with that letter, because I was in the middle of something and I just thought, oh, I don't want to switch patterns right now. So I was being really kind of lazy about it. So we're on the last week of it, and the letter J gets called, and I thought to myself, you know, I should pull out more patterns. I could have made a dent in more patterns had I not been lazy. And I have a pattern. I have a Jaws pattern in my stash. I'm so excited because it's, you know, it's the water and it's the shark coming out and it says Jaws, and it's going to be this cute little round thing. Except I have this problem when I buy patterns that I don't look at the stitch count, and that would be why I have so many very big patterns. This one was not going to be a little cute circle. It was going to be a big circle. It was like 300 by 300 something. I was looking at it, getting ready to print it out, and when it's saying it was over 6 pages, I was just, no, I can't start that one. So I went on Etsy and was looking around because I had my heart set on doing Jaws. And lo and behold, the guy who created the Avatar alphabet and my Mythbusters one, if you remember, I did a Mythbusters cross stitch earlier, he had a Jaws one, so I bought it and I love it. So I started it on Tuesday and I finished it yesterday. And here we go. This is just all folded up. It's not fully finished or anything. In fact, I have a really fun way I'm hoping to be able to finish it, but it's going to take some time, so this is just going to be like this. The only thing I just realized I forgot was that Brody and what's his face? Richard Dreyfuss's character, I don't remember his name because I'm Space Cadet. I forgot to do their glasses, so I just need to run in and backstitch their glasses. But this is pretty much everything on here is called for, except if you see his character has kind of an outline of darker blue. That's one shade lighter than the called for because that's what I had on the floss card I was using. Same thing for him is the brown jacket. Both colors in the brown jacket are different than what's called for because, again, I was just using what was already on the skein. And the red, it called for 305 and I used 321 and I love it. Look at how good that looks. Oh, it just pops. Everything about this is amazing to me, and I did this on a 22 count, just a big roll of 22 count I bought from Hobby Lobby. I believe it's Hardanger. And I used this to stitch my Stranger Things pattern. I used this to stitch the Mythbusters one. Anything that I need a quick stitch, I have tons of extra. In fact, even on this I have some excess, so I'll probably end up cutting some of this off and finding something else to stitch on it. It works really, really well for a quick, simple pattern that I don't need fancy fabric for. This was a really, I was using this for something. Oh, I was using this for Go Stitch, and I just kept going and I kept going, and then by yesterday I only had to do these two, and I thought I just got to do those because I can't just leave it. And then it says, of course, you've got to get a bigger bow. You're gonna need a bigger bow. The words are a little small, but who cares? I like it. That's what counts. So that is a finish that hopefully soon will be a fully finished, but it's gonna take some effort. All right, so for full finishes, if you guys remember last October when I was into all my Halloween stitching, I was able to get this one done. I'd rather be ghost hunting. This one, I believe, I'm gonna have to write it down because I can't remember the name of the shop now. Anyway, I really, really like this. I did not like this fabric. It is a Weeks Dye Works fabric, an older version of Weeks Dye Works fabric. I can't quite remember how I got this fabric. Pretty sure I either won it or it came with something. I'm trying to remember how I got this fabric, but I remember telling you guys that it was really, really loose. The weave was really loose and it made it really hard to have accurate stitching or as similar, like, you guys, words and my brain are not working. My stitching is uneven. It's not the same. So, but I mean, it looks good. It looks good in the frame, so I'm happy about that. So I've got that one done. And then if you'll remember at Christmas, this was a freebie that I got. I hate this fabric. I hate it with a passion. I love the color. Stitching on it was obnoxious. It was really, really thin. It was really, really stiff. And then when I went to mount it on the sticky board, it does not mount very well. And you can see through it. So you see like this little white area in here. And I'm sorry, you can see my camera. There's some white area in there. And like right there, that's the sticky board. You can see it through the fabric, the mounting board. So I hate this fabric. This was the fabric, it's a Witch Out fabric that I got from the Fabric of the Month Club that I was on. I was a part of it for about 3 months. And every time the fabric came, I'd pull it out and I'd think, I really don't like this fabric. But I said I would give it a try. And it was when I started stitching on it that I realized how much I really, really, really don't like this fabric. And so I canceled my subscription to Fabric of the Month through them. And now I have a couple bits of fabric that I don't know if I'm ever going to use because I just don't like the way it works. It's just my preference. For somebody else, this is probably fantastic fabric. For me, I didn't like it. So I'm tempted to actually redo this on something else. I like the color, and I like how it looks kind of like a snowy winter's night behind him. I like that. I just didn't like the fabric itself. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned that before. And then this one, this is its current home, Mythbusters. This is where they are going to live for now until I can find a more industrial style frame. I was trying to get these finished so that they were out of my to be finished pile. It looks just fine in this frame, but they're the Mythbusters. So they need something like corrugated metal or something. They need something. And even if it's that I decorate this somehow, I don't know. I gotta figure it out. But for now, this is where they're living. And then if I can figure out something better, I will switch it out. All right, so that is, oh, sorry. That's all I did for fully finishes. I have 2 items at the framers though, and I'm so excited. They won't be ready for a couple weeks, so I won't spoil the surprise, but when they get back, they're gonna be awesome. So I guess that being said, we'll go ahead and start with what have I stitched on. So this week, I pulled this out and I got the next one out, the next one done, so afternoon tea. And I only have, sorry, I'm trying to hold this up in a way that's not awkward. I only have dinner, which will go here, and then supper below. I think it's just dinner and supper. And then this is done. I could have it finished, like if I wanted to, I could pull it out tomorrow and just finish it. But then that takes away from other fun projects, and I don't mind working on this once a month. Makes it a slow burn, and I'm not quite ready to frame it yet, so because I don't know what kind of a frame I want it in. I know where it's gonna go, know exactly where it's gonna go in my kitchen. I just don't know in what yet. So that was 11sies. All right, I also, sorry, I'm just gonna rush at you like that. I worked on Middle Earth. I only worked on this a couple days, so I only got the 1600 stitches, which isn't much considering this is my April focus piece. This is my focus piece for semi-seam stitches completely, and I have been averaging about 5,000 stitches a month on it, and for April I just didn't do it. But I love this map, you guys. This is so pretty. It looks so good. I worked mainly over here. Gorgeous. The colors, I just love the colors. And they're very, if you get up close, they're very confetti. I mean, from back here, it kind of looks like maybe this is all one color. Nah, there's so many colors in there, which I think helps make it look so much like a map. So nice. All right. I'm kind of doing this off the top of my head. Let's see, I gotta double check and make sure I'm not skipping one, because the next one I was gonna show you is Avatar Alphabet, and I just wanna make sure. Let's see. You saw Sasquatch last week, so we had Jaws, Middle Earth, 11sies, and Avatar Alphabet. All right, so last time you saw it, I had just finished Monk Gyatso. I did H and I since then. So we have Hakoda, who is the father of Katara and her brother. And then we have Uncle Iroh, who is one of my all-time favorites of the entire show. So this is the same guy that came up with the Jaws. I feel like I probably should have done a slightly higher count. I'm pretty sure this is a 28 count fabric, and I probably should have done a 32. Just because, unlike with my Jaws pattern, while the stitches look really nice, if you get up really close, you can kind of see the fabric between them. It'd probably be more noticeable if this was a white fabric, but still, I like the size of these guys. This is going to be a beast to frame, though. It's going to be huge. And then I'm going to have to find a wall to put it on. So I probably should have done a smaller one. Oops, that's okay. Maybe I won't frame it. Maybe I'll try to do it like a scroll or a banner or something. All right, and so then that brings me up to Stitch Mania, and I started that today. I'm not gonna focus my weekends on Mania. In fact, I may not even focus my whole week. It just depends on how much I get done, because I still have other patterns. Dark Queen Part 9 dropped on Sunday. Yes. No, Saturday. Dropped on Saturday, and there are a lot of stitches that need to go in that. It's a big part, and I need to take some time to work on her, which will take away from Mirabilia. Plus, I feel like when I do work on my Mirabilias, I actually get a lot done in a short amount of time. So I feel like I don't need to focus an entire week on just one. For now, my plan is that for this whole week, up till Friday, I'll work on Stargazer, and then over the weekend, I'll work on Magical Stitches homework, because more than likely, my Mirabilia project is not going to fit the prompt that I'm given for homework, which is the case for this week. So I'm gonna have to pull out Northern Nights so I can do the homework and get credit for that. And so I'm gonna need to work on that. I definitely need to put some time into Middle Earth, Dark Queen of the Sea, and I'd love to give some love to either of my Bigfoot patterns. So we'll see, but I did start working on Stargazer today. I got just under 1,000 stitches on her. So there she is. I got, what was it? No, I got 1,000 stitches on her, because the first thing I had to do was 600 stitches, and the second thing I had to do was 400. So I got 1,000. So yeah, I did a decent number on her. She's looking pretty. Hopefully by the next video, I'll be able to show you full effect. She's got quite a lot of dress left to do though. So, but if I can do 1,000 stitches a day, then I won't need to focus too hard on her. I'll be able to give myself a break and work something else out for some of my other projects. And then start the beading. That's gonna be fun. I'm excited. So yeah, there she is. That is my Stitch Mania for this week, is going to be her. So you'll see more progress on her next week. And I think that's it. I have something coming in the mail, but I'll show it off when I get it, because thanks to somebody else doing a stash dive, I found something that I just felt like I couldn't live without, because you know how that is. And I'm sorry, my voice is cracking and it hurts. Oh, talking too much. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I think that's it. I thought this video would be a lot longer. I honestly did. I did so much more stitching, and I'm having a hard time saying the word stitching. We should turn that into a drinking game, right? How many times have I said that word? So I think for the rest of my night, I'm just gonna work some more on her. I'm probably, maybe not tonight, maybe tomorrow night, jump on Virtual Stitchers. That's another thing. We had a Virtual Stitchers live event this last weekend where we all got on and sat and chatted, but it was live on YouTube, so people could watch and then write in, comment and stuff, and that was really fun. I haven't been on Virtual Stitchers in probably a month, maybe even longer, because life, and I'm tired, and family, and sometimes it's hard. So it's easier for me to get on and chat when it's evening after the kids have gone to bed, but a lot of times that's when my husband wants to spend time with me. So then I feel guilty if yeah. So I haven't gotten on as often as I should, but it was so nice to see everybody and I had a great time on there. So hopefully, I'm probably not going to do that tonight, but tomorrow night I'll probably jump on. Just working the stuff. So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm excited to share my things that are at the framer, so I cannot wait. You guys are gonna have to wait a couple weeks, I'm sorry. But when those are done, for sure, you guys are gonna see them. But that's it for now, so I hope everybody has a great week, and I will see you later. Bye.